Hi, we've got to admit, especially me, let's say, that we put up a front, we put up a facade that we are something else. I mean, we try to impress people with our looks, personal, or with our possessions like car and house. We paint the house in the front more than we paint on the back. That's we all do it. I've been to many cities and throughout the country. We all do it. And we put the best dress on the best occasions because there are many people out there. So we try to impress everyone. But how long can you do it? And it takes effort, and that builds a kind of pressure on you to look good all the time, which is not possible. You're not good all the time. I'm not good all the time. Emotionally, energetically, health wise, how can I be good all the time? Forget about looks. I'm not. So, if you're committed to looking good and impressing others, you have a whole lot of unknown pressure, unseen pressure built up on you. Imagine if you don't have any of those pressures. All of those pressures are taken away from you. You are in a jungle, or maybe you are living in a very remote village. You have no one to impress to. You have no one to impress. All you have is you and your family, maybe your animals, your pets, and you will live peacefully. But not everyone can do that, right? I mean, if you're watching this probably and if you understand English, you might not be living in a remote village. You see, that is the extreme. Being in a village, in a remote village, gives you a lot of mental peace because you have no one to impress. You have nothing much to do because what will you do with the money out there in the remote village? But when you are in a big city, $1 million can be spent in 10 seconds or maybe 1 second also. There are so many options, so many things grabbing your attention. And that is the extreme. The biggest cities in the world are the costliest, and the people out there are also very, maximum, they try to put up a front. They are doing everything to impress others to a certain extent, to a large extent. And the people in the remote village of any country, the cost of living is very low as zero. They cook their own vegetables. They don't have to buy vegetables. The water, they get it from nature. They don't have to buy water. And it's clean. They get clean air. So it's not possible to live in both the extremes. But for us in the middle, the best is to be who we are as much as possible most of the time, because it will relieve that pressure of having to impress someone, having to go somewhere in order to make someone feel good. You have to attend something, to an event, in order to make someone who invited you feel good, and you have to keep that connection. But if you see, the benefit of being who you really are without trying to impress others is that you get real friends, life friends, friendship for life. They know the real you and you know the real them. So, trying to impress others only lasts for a certain limit of time. But if you're not trying to impress, you are at peace with yourself and it costs less money. There's another angle to this, is that you have to make yourself presentable. That's what I said. The bigger the city, the more perfect you are supposed to be, the more excellent you are supposed to be, because They are so used to average, they want best. They are so used to good, they want the best. You have to look your best, you have to make yourself presentable. In the example I'm saying, any proposal like marriage or maybe a job interview, the bigger the job, the better you have to look, for obvious reasons. Take that aside, being presentable, hygiene and being properly dressed, I mean choosing the right colors and being neat, that is more important than anything else. You don't have to choose costly things, you don't have to wear costly clothing and accessories. All you've got to do is to be neat and orderly. I mean, well pressed clothes, clean and well pressed clothes. And even if they are torn, they are stitched back. Okay, that is fine. I may sound primitive here, but I'm talking about mental peace here. You will take off a lot of pressure when you are being who you really are. If you're earning at a certain amount and you're trying to look a much higher amount, there is a pressure and you will break down. There's no use to impressing others. You first take care of your mental peace. If you have a family to feed, you don't have a community to impress. Remember that. If you like this video, please hit that like button, share and subscribe. And please do comment. Thank you so much.